have to repeat for me, but you feel that sort of the Israeli air raid, like maybe hundreds of them so far this day, are proportionate to the rockets?
That's no, I wouldn't validate the accuracy of that number, but I would
sorties.
say, Saeed, that
Yeah.
I don't think any country would be expected to allow rockets to come in and threaten the lives and health and well-being of the citizens in their country, and Israel has the right to defend themselves.
Do you believe that the Palestinians in Gaza have the right to defend themselves?
I think, I'm not sure what you're getting at, Saeed.
Do you believe that the Palestinians in Gaza have the right to defend themselves?
I think, I'm not sure what you're getting at, Saeed.
I'm asking you, do they have the right to defend themselves against Israeli
What are you
aggression?
specifically referring to? Is there a specific event or a specific occurrence?
Do they have the right to respond to Israeli rocketing and bombing their homes, their houses?
We're
their
talking
areas,
about
their
attacks
schools?
from a terrorist organization, Saeed. I don't think you're having
But
we're
there's
having a
also
conversation about what's
population. I mean,
happening here.
You agree that there is a civilian population in Gaza that is also subject to...
Certainly, and the threat, as I mentioned earlier, to civilian populations is of great concern to us, and that's one of...
You know, the Israelis killed 13 people just now, you know, including maybe 5 or 6 children. Do you condemn that? Do you condemn the killing of children?
Saeed,
I'm asking, do you condemn the killing of Palestinian children?
obviously, and these reports are just emerging, and I understand, I was just speaking to the team, I understand we don't have independent confirmation of facts on the ground.
Do you condemn that? Do you condemn the killing of children?
Saeed,
I'm asking, do you condemn the killing of Palestinian children?
Obviously, and these reports are just emerging, and I understand, I was just speaking to the team, I understand we don't have independent confirmation of facts. Obviously, the deaths of civilians, be they Israeli or Palestinians, are something we would take very seriously.
Do Palestinians have a right to self-defense?
In broadly speaking, Saeed, we...
Do Palestinians have a right to self-defense?
In broadly speaking, Saeed, we believe in the concept of self-defense. We believe it applies to any state.
You're going to know as soon as I read what your answer was that there's a big problem with it. You said, well, not a problem, it just doesn't answer the question. We believe that it, meaning the right to self-defense, applies to any state. Well, you see the problem, right? Yes?
Do you want to?
Do you regard Palestine as a state?
I wasn't referring.
Do you think you
But
don't in the context of the ICC and the UN? So are you saying that you do not? If it applies to any state, are you saying that Palestinians don't have a right to self-defense?
I was making a broader point, not attached to Israel or the Palestinians in that case.
So they do have a right to self-defense.
Matt, I'm not in a position to debate the legalities from up here. What our message is.
So they do have a right to self-defense.
Matt, I'm not in a position to debate the legalities from up here. What our message is one of de-escalation.
Associated Press is under fire after they fired a journalist over her social media post criticizing the Israeli government and defending Palestinian human rights. Emily Wilder, who is Jewish and was a member of Students for Justice in Palestine and Jewish Voice for Peace, was fired after just 2 weeks on the job. The Stanford College Republicans were reportedly the first to single out her tweets, triggering a conservative frenzy, which included lawmakers such as Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton. And backlash is growing after the University of North Carolina Chapel Hill denied tenure to Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Nikole Hannah-Jones. Hannah-Jones is best known for producing the 1619 Project with the New York Times, an interactive project which re-examines the legacy of slavery. Last year, the Trump administration threatened to pull federal funding from schools that use the 1619 Project in their curriculum. On Thursday, faculty members and others attended a Board of Trustees meeting at UNC, protesting the decision to deny Hannah-Jones tenure.
So we do hope that for our two countries, it's important that we manage our respective affairs well, instead of deflecting the blame on somebody else in this world. On human rights, We hope that the United States will do better on human rights.